Hi, Lou here to speak briefly about a trend in game design that dead cards and losing a turn are no longer acceptable. Now, games are a set of constraints and nothing more. Games are purely artificial. The rules and components amount to a set of constraints, whether those are physical or digital. You can do some things, and a lot of other things you cannot do. Over time, it seems that more and more hobby tabletop gamers, and video gamers as well, have adopted or developed the attitude that's common amongst party gamers and family gamers. They strongly dislike constraints and want to have fun all the time, no matter how the game goes. In fact, they're looking for a playground, not a game. They don't really want to be opposed. This is one reason why puzzles are so popular, or puzzle games. So we get the notion that game design is all about everyone having fun all the time, which is not the traditional game point of view for millennia. But it is the goal of party games. Party games have never been part of hobby games. We also have the notion from video games that players should always be doing something, and thinking doesn't count. So what's acceptable has changed. Lose-a-turn cards were common in games 50 years ago. Now they're very much frowned upon. People always want to be able to do something. Dead cards, that is, cards that can no longer apply because circumstances in the game have changed, are also frowned upon, again because this might leave a player with nothing to do. And not being able to do something is frustrating. People don't accept that now as part of the tension of the game. They see it as a flaw. Now, I'm going to give you an example from one of my games, Seeds of Gold. Originally, it's a committed intent game. You have cards which indicate what you're going to do. You have several cards to choose from, and you have more than one of each kind of card. And originally in the game, you put those cards face down on a little layout, 6 cards, and those would be the cards that you were going to do something in order. And you had to plan ahead. Well, I've tested it with a publisher once who said, oh, this is not good because sometimes, because of how things change in the game, one of those cards may no longer apply because something's happened in the game. In other words, the player's plan has failed, but the player's maybe isn't going to look at it that way. So, and this is over the course of many years that this development happened, I now have the players choose their cards one at a time, and there's an option to lay down all 5 or 6 at once. Now when people play, some people lay them down anyway, but they're not committed to them in the same way. It's just a way to make their plan. So 1 card at a time, so that you can't be in a situation where your next card won't apply because of something somebody else did. No dead cards. Now, it's been publishers, not so much players, who opened my eyes to this new attitude about lost turns and dead cards. And if the publishers feel this way, then games that do have lose turn cards or do have dead cards are not going to do very well with the publishers. Thanks for listening.